My name is Allison Hernandez. I'm a registered nurse and I have my PhD in nursing. I'm a first year disability policy postdoc research fellow at Northwestern Center for Education and Health Sciences and Outcomes Research, which is at the Institute of Public Health and Medicine for the university. My background in research is in biobehavioral health and older adults, and sort of my overarching research theme and passion is understanding how we can use integrative health approaches, so things like exercise, physical activity, nutrition, to enhance the health and well being of older adults. We know we are living longer lives to date, but I want to understand how we can live longer, better, fulfilled lives. And so my interest to come to this program was to learn more about how I can use my research to move policy agenda as it relates to older adult health. I wanted to gain tools and knowledge about healthcare policy because ultimately healthcare policy affects everything we do in healthcare. So that was my motivation to come. And in particular, older adults are really important to healthcare policy making. That is because we have a lot of older adults necessitating healthcare. So by 2060, about 90 million Americans will be over the age of 65 and will be needing healthcare services. And most older adults who qualify and who've paid into the system will use Medicare or Social Security. And we have a bit of an inverted age pyramid issue, meaning that we have so many people over the age of 65 using these Social Security benefits, but we have less people, young people, working that are paying into the system. And this is a problem because older adults who are using healthcare, they tend to need healthcare more. So they have worse health issues, they have more chronic health conditions, they tend to be more sickly or ill, they report more issues with disability and mobility. And what's very interesting to me and what I'm trying to look at more through my research is how socially isolated and lonely older adults are nowadays and how this impacts their general health. And my plug-in for physical activity is that there's a lot of evidence that shows that being physically active as you age has a tremendous amount of benefits, mind and body, to include things like reducing fall risk or adhering better to your medications. But also, if we can stay physically active longer throughout our life, we can do the things we love more often and we can stay more socially engaged and not have to be so isolated or lonely. So again, if we can move more, we can do more. And that ultimately will affect our all-round physical health. And so for my first year in this fellowship, I'm devising or I'm writing a grant application for the National Institute of Health for the Nursing Institute Research. And I'm looking at or proposing to look at Medicare service called Silver Sneakers. Silver Sneakers is part of the Medicare Advantage programs. That means that beneficiaries have to pay into it in order to reap the benefits of the program. But if they do pay the extra money to have Silver Sneakers, they have access to gyms and fitness facilities all over the country. There's hundreds of affiliated facilities. And what's really interesting is that they offer classes that are catered to older adults, and they also pair a lot of health education in these programs. So it's a wonderful benefit if you can afford it and you can pay into it. And we've also realized that people who are in these programs use healthcare less. They actually report feeling better and have less disability. They're managing their diabetes more. They're needing medications less, or at least adhering better to their medication. So there's some evidence to suggest on the outcome side that these programs are actually really successful. But I want to understand what the material social benefit of these programs are. So physical activity is the end goal, or increasing that exercise capacity, but what is really the social connection that these programs offer? And I want to hear it from a qualitative perspective from the participants. I want to understand what are the most crucial or important benefits these participants see. Maybe physical activity is the vehicle, but really what is the benefit that participants really want or really enjoy from these programs. And the idea is that with this information, I can help sort of advance policy that relates to expanding the program to more people who can afford it, who probably need it the most. And I'm particularly excited about this because in the fall, I'll move into the second year of my fellowship where I'll be able to live in DC and have policy experience like firsthand, and I'll be able to learn more about Medicare and see how I can use my research to kind of advance agenda to live longer, healthier lives for these older adults.